Okay, so we're gonna try and go with the, there we go, with the camera set up like this. Because we're gonna have a little lesson on calculating our boluses and what our pump can actually do. Pull your pump out.
All right, pull the pump out.
Pull your pump out. You got yours on your left side. I got mine on my right side.
How about that?
Yeah, whatever.
It's out.
Okay, so we have two different pump models here. Mine is one of the newer Paradigm models. Um, this is my old pump. It doesn't actually function anymore. That's why I have the new one. So basically it's just a paperweight hooked to your body right now. So what we're going to do is set Aaron up with a log on his phone where he can do his calculations like the pump would do, so that when he needs to bolus or anything like that, he will take his pump out to mimic it, but he's actually going to do it in his phone to actually go through that process. So we're going to teach him a little bit about how to calculate this stuff now. We're going to use your other phone because it's got more space on it. So I've set him up first. If you've never heard of it, it was originally a book. Now it's an app called Calorie King. Important disclaimer. Looks like that, Calorie King. And it actually is really great. I used to carry around the hard copy of the book. It's like pocket sized. Carry it in my purse, and it basically has all of the food categories, food brands, and fast food chains and other restaurants in it that could possibly be helpful. So we talked a little bit earlier about carb counting.
Sure did.
Which you're not very good at yet, but that's okay. It comes with time. So this will help you in the meantime. So basically, anytime you're going to eat anything, you need to count the carbs. You can either try food categories if you're eating, let's say an apple or something like that. I don't know. Let's see what we have in here. So if you wanted to eat an apple, you can search here, search foods,
Yep.
apple, search. In your food category, it comes up with all the different ways you can eat an apple: raw, with skin, different types, gala apples, raw without skin, Granny Smith, so on and so forth. You like gala apples, right?
Yeah.
So we'll click on gala apples, and here it'll tell you, how many carbs are in that in general. It lets you up here at the top change how you're going to eat it. So the first option is 1 cup of apple sliced. And then you can also pick a small, medium, or large apple, 6 ounces, 7 ounces, or 8 ounces with refuse. That means like your core and stuff like that. It's not going to calculate that into your carbs because you don't eat the core. So we'll say a medium gal apple. You could also choose ounces or grams. I actually have a food scale. I used to have a food scale. It's at the barn now to measure feed. But it was actually a food scale that had codes in it, that had a whole book. You could find the code for what an apple was, type in that code, and then weigh your apple. And it would actually not only calculate how much the apple weighed, but all the nutrition information in it. But if you don't know how to count carbs yet, you can always get a small food scale, weigh your food, and then here it'll let you choose either ounces or grams. And you can actually type in exactly how many ounces or grams your apple is. And it'll tell you what it is. So we're going to say if you're going to eat 1 medium apple, just with the skin on it, not peeling it or cutting it up or anything, your total carbs, it says here 24.8 grams. So you can expect in a medium gala apple, 24.8 grams of carbs is what you're going to eat. So we'll go back over to the notes where I've set up your log here. And for the purposes of this, he's just going to use my ratios. My current ratio, my carb ratio is 20-1. So for every 20 carbs I eat, I take 1 unit of insulin, which my pump calculates. Your sensitivity factor is going to be 40. So that means for every 1 unit of insulin you take, it will lower your blood sugar by 40 points. And your correction bolus formula here. So this means that when you check your blood sugar, whatever that blood sugar is, you'll plug in here where it says actual blood sugar. You'll subtract your target blood sugar from that, which your target blood sugar, we'll say 120. That's a pretty standard one, and then you divide it by your factor. So I'm actually going to change this to say target blood sugar. What did I just say, 120?
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to install a random number generator app on your phone that'll basically generate random numbers between, we'll say like 60 and 400, so that when you check your blood sugar, every time you check your blood sugar, you have normal blood sugars. It's very unfair. Your highest one so far has been what, 116?
Mm-hmm.
So that was after eating. So
82 this morning.
Yeah, an 82 this morning. So you're not ever going to check your blood sugar and get anything that you would actually have to correct for. So what we'll do is you'll use the random number generator. When you check your blood sugar, you'll just generate a random number and we'll pretend that's your blood sugar.
Okay.
So for now, we ate just a little bit ago. I won't make you check your blood sugar right now, but we'll practice. So every time you eat or test your blood sugar throughout the day, you'll just log it in here. So we'll say, what was your last blood sugar was 116.
Yeah.
After we ate. So that's not going to work because that's lower than 120. So yeah, pick a number between
210.
Okay, 210. We'll say your blood sugar is 210 right now. So this is the formula that you use when you test your blood sugar and it's out of range. This has nothing to do with how many carbs you're eating. When you're actually going to eat and when you test your blood sugar and you eat, you use this formula to come up with one amount of insulin. You use your carb ratio to come up with another amount of insulin. You add them together and that's your total bolus. So first we'll figure out your correction bolus. So you said 210?
Mm-hmm.
So your actual blood sugar, 210.
Yep.
Minus 120.
That's 120, yep.
Equals, I can count it out.
Mm-hmm.
210 minus 120.
Okay.
What is it?
Use a calculator.
Okay, we're going to do this the difficult way. You can't just do 210 minus 120.
Sure, 105. 90.
105?
I don't know how it's
We'll say your blood sugar is dropping. You're a little confused right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we do 90. And then we divide that by your factor, your correction factor, sensitivity factor. So 90 divided by 40. There's no division sign on these calculators, but I'll type it all out anyways. So that means that we end up with a total correction bolus of 2.25. I don't remember.
2.25.
Yeah, and my insulin pump, the new one, will go to the 2.25. Sorry, we'll go to the 100th decimal place. The old ones only go to the 10th, so you would have to do 2.3 units, but it'll do that. So we're looking at a correction bolus of 2.25 units. And then let's say you're going to have a snack. Let's say you're going to eat some Twizzlers. Grab those Twizzlers over there. Let's take a look. So Twizzlers. Yummy. So we look at the back. We've got total carb count of 36 grams, and that's for 4 pieces. So four Twizzlers equals 36 grams. How many Twizzlers do you think you're going to eat?
4.
You're gonna eat 4? Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna eat 4. We're gonna make this easy. So we're gonna eat 4 Twizzlers at 36 grams.
Yep.
So how many units would you need to take for that?
So it's 1 to 20.
Yep.
So I would take about 1.5.
About 1.5. You don't want to calculate. You don't want to
1.8.
to make things up. You gotta actually calculate. Yeah. So you're gonna take 1.8 units of insulin for your Twizzlers. So that equals, we'll log it all in here. 1.8, and we already need to take 2.25 units
Mm-hmm.
for
Add them together.
for our correction bolus. So that means we end up with 4.05 units of insulin. Again, since my pump would calculate that far, your pump is broken first of all, and doesn't calculate to that decimal place. So we would just do 4 units of insulin. So I'll type that in here. 4 units for Twizzlers, not Unitas units. There you go. So go ahead and program four units into your pump. Your pump's right here, baby. There you go. So pretend, yeah, you remember you hit the axe and then you put it up in your blank pump.
4. All right, it's pumping.
Okay, now you have to act the second time. There you go.
It's
Now
pumping.
now you're pumping, so you can put your pump away, and you can eat your Twizzlers. Excellent. So okay, stop. You're making too much noise. All right. So does that all make sense? You think you can handle
I
that
think so.
for every time you eat?
Yeah, check my blood sugar before I eat.
Every 2 hours after you eat?
Every 2 hours after I eat.
When you wake up in the morning?
Calculate how many carbs I'm going to eat.
Before you go to
and
bed?
how many units I got to take for those carbs I'm eating.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I got it.
Any questions?
No questions.
Any advice to anybody out there just getting started with this?
It's a lot of work. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
It's a lot of work.
Do or die.
Yeah, we got Tilly back here too. She's a great
is no
support. See, she's right there.
All right, excellent. So we'll sign off with that.
Okay,
Sound
bye.
good. We'll see you guys later.